Come Come on, lift up your hands. He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here.
there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like the women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever
Early Childhood Development Center, all pastors, all directors, all staff members of the South Leeward Mission, staff members of the Seventh-day Adventist School, schools on the island, graduates, parents, friends, well-wishers, good morning. The motto of the Seventh-day Adventist School is Education for Life. And during my presentation, as I go along, I'll try to highlight some of the ways in which we try to encourage our boys and girls to gain skills to give back to the community. The school year began on September 5, 2016, with 252 students. The news had come to us a few weeks earlier. It showed that our CXC scores for the May-June 2016 examination was an overall score of 88%. At first, we thought that we had 100% passes in 13 subjects, but finally, when all was said and done, we had 100% passes in 14 subjects. Along with a 96% for English A and an 83% in mathematics. With such joyous blessings, the staff braced itself for the challenges of a new school year. And the staff, yes, we have 16 teachers, a guidance counselor, energies together, and supported each other and the school in the areas of discipline, classroom management, and technology. They provided guidance to the young or new teachers, substituted for teachers who may have been absent, shared resources, conducted fundraisers for various projects and initiatives, kept the principal abreast of situations in the homerooms, aired their concerns, and huddled together to find solutions to problems they may face. They even cooked for each other, shared produce from their backyards, prayed for and with each other in the tough times, even with the students. Thank you, teachers of the Antigua Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. A special ounce of gratitude is also extended to one of our outgoing, just about gone teacher who was with us for 5 years. We will not have Miss Cadian with us in September, but we do pray and we know that God will be with her as she explores other avenues. Please, I pause at this time for us to give Miss Rowe a round of applause. She did a wonderful job. And it is very rare that she did not have 100% passes in both of her subject areas. Under the auspices, South Leeward Mission involvement, under the auspices of the Director of Education of the South Leeward Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, staff members engaged in professional development workshop from August 29 to September 2nd. 2016. In November, there was a special teacher appreciations program held at the Tyndall Seventh-day Adventist Church on January 2, 2017. There was also an emotional wellness seminar conducted at the Parham Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Human Resource Department also organized a financial training session for the staff and other workers of the organization at the New Winthrop Seventh-day Adventist Church, all in an effort to ensure that the workers, including the teachers, were well-rounded. The school continues to receive financial assistance from the South Leeward Mission. We also receive support from the churches and special support from the Office of the Treasury as we maneuver changes in the business office. Of course, the office assistants were always ready to respond to our queries and to pass on messages. Thank you, South Leeward Mission, for your support in 2016-2017 school year. Please give them a round of applause. Board members, as you are aware, Seventh-day Adventist schools are controlled or supervised by boards. The designated chairman, Pastor Frederick Alfred, ensures that monthly meetings are held to allow for regular examination of the school's operations. At times, it is a long process, way into the nights. But he managed to keep us together so that we could have done the work of the school for 2016-17. Thank you, Pastor Alfred. Thank you, board members, for your sacrifice. As you may be aware, as I said earlier, the motto is Education for Life. How do you get young people to learn about life? Students get an opportunity to be involved in the life of the school, which goes beyond the study of books. I will highlight a few. The Student Council. During this year, the Student Council shot from the starting block with great determination to make a difference. Each class had a representative on the council, with Otis Archibald holding the position of president. Melissa Edwards harnessed the business skills and creative energies of students and parents. Students developed a marvelous school spirit that was not seen before, and they raised funds for several initiatives and implemented plans to the T. Along with Teachers Appreciation Day and a chapel session, a new initiative was introduced. It was the establishment of Children's Day on November 21, 2016. On that day, parents and staff members pooled their energies together to prepare a meal for the entire school. I mean secondary and primary, along with a concert that was held for the pleasure of the students on that day. It went well, and they hope to do it again. On February 12, 2017, there was a student banquet held at the Unforgettable Bridals facilities in Falmouth. The students turned out in their best. We had fun. Parents joined in the activity, and of course, we want to make it bigger and better next year. Thank you, Student Council and parents. Our chapel sessions are always a part of the Seventh-day Adventist school. And if you attended a Seventh-day Adventist school in any other country, you would remember or you would have engaged in chapel sessions. The chapel committee was led by Miss Renata Joseph, Miss Cadian Rowe, and a bunch of energetic students. They were responsible for the preliminary activities of each program, and they did not fail. They made sure there was special music, there was scripture reading, they made sure that there was the introduction for the speaker every morning, Wednesday morning. They did a marvelous job so that our chapel sessions were conducted properly. Thank you, chapel session committee members. And what about community involvement? We like to get. The students were on target once again. We desired to have them understand that education for life is not just a motto written on the PE shirts. We desired students to experience life outside of the school walls. They were therefore guided to several community outreach activities. These included visits to the hospice, Science Institute, the children's section at the Halberton Hospital, the Mount St. John's facility, distribution of food baskets to the needy in the Otters community, prayer walks, visit to the homes for the elderly, including Tabitha and the St. Vincent de Paul home just in the Otters area away from the school. The sometimes unnoticed members of our society who pass their days in the vicinity of the public market to talk and socialize also felt the kindness of the students and the teachers. The students did not go empty-handed to simply say, God loves you. God loves you. They always carried food items, water, care packages, Seventh-day Adventist literature, all provided either by fundraisers or donations that they made. Thank you, students, for cooperating as we tried to show you that service to man is still relevant in our society today. School spirit. The involvement of students in the life of the school saw marked improvement. Almost the entire student body helped prepare banners and then turned out for our school march in January. Of course, a few minutes into the march, some of the banners were used as umbrellas when the showers came down and wet all of us. But they did not lose enthusiasm. They stayed in the rain and they marched all the way. On February, to the excitement of even myself, when I was through, I could not speak. On February 12, several students got dressed up, as we said before, and you should have seen our handsome boys at our banquet and our beautiful girls at our banquet. Next year, we would like all of them to come. Not just some, but all. We also had our day of prayer. That was not only a day when we stayed inside to pray. On March 8th, it was also a day when we gave back to the community. The participation was overwhelming as the students worked together with the teachers. And then we had the school fair. There was again overwhelming support. Parents came to assist. Students turned out, and we thank them. Thank you, students, for your involvement. Always remember to give. Your generosity was appreciated by us and will always be appreciated by God. Fun activities. Rendezvous Bay was the destination of our walk-a-thon. And what a walk it was. Some students were sure they were lost, and others wanted mummies to come and get them right away. It was an unforgettable walk, especially when the tired, sore feet had to walk the stony path uphill to meet the school buses again. The champion walkers, of course, were none other than Mrs. Patrick and Miss Samuel. Yes, they were. And once again, the verdict is in. After all the laughter, sore throat, and hot days, I'm sad to say, but I'm happy to say I don't have a choice. Blue House has emerged the winners with Red House falling, forgotten house, holding on to their heels. Thank you, Mr. Stevens and Mr. Ainsworth, for keeping us active, and to the students and the teachers for standing up, especially Ms. Joseph, running, jumping, and Mrs. Patrick, and scoring for their favorite house. Now, if you're not a member of Blue House, plan to give them a very big headache next year, because guess what? A number of the champions are graduating today. Involvement of pastors, church members, and community. Pastor Kendall Doyle was our first week of prayer speaker in October 2016. Elder Eugene Benjamin captivated the students in March 2017 as he told of his life experiences and the need to be prepared for the second coming of Jesus. Pastor Eldon Coates offered his services and assisted with home visits of students and families as he tried to encourage reformation in our students. He conducted 3, maybe 4, consecutive chapel sessions as he felt the need to educate our students of ways to avoid the snares of the enemy. Pastor Emery Walker continues to be available for the long haul of weekly Bible studies. 3 students from the group were baptized, and he continued to have studies right down to examination. Thank you, Pastor Walker. The seeds have been planted, and the Holy Spirit will give the increase in his time. I dare not forget Pastor Wayne Knowles, Pastor Laurence Challenger, who is not so well now, Pastor Cindy Lee, Pastor Gardner, Pastor Halford Brown, who likes to come around and visit and speak, Pastor Theodore Smith, Pastor Mark Brathwaite, Mr. Sean Joseph, Mrs. Monica Stevens, Mr. Ronald Grinaway, Mrs. Underwood Joseph, Mrs. Yvette Samuel, Mr. Myrick Smith, who visits us all the time, and Miss Yvette Joseph, and sometimes Mr. Myrick Smith even comes in and is happy to teach our boys and girls. Thank you, pastors, thank you, community members, for the time spent in helping our students to become better citizens. Parental support. We should never underestimate the value of positive support from parents. Some have been beside us throughout the school year. They gave us their children. They gave us their time. They lent us their tents. They used their money, their food from their kitchens. They gave us their homes, transportation, and expertise, all for the good of Seventh-day Adventist education. And I cannot end without giving special mention to parents such as Mrs. Nicole Fuller, Sadiqi's mom, Mr. and Mrs. Calvin Carr, parents of Tricia Horsford, Miss Marvin Brown, Essence mom, Mrs. Bell. At one time I told Mrs. Bell that I think I'll have to graduate her with the class. She was always there. Mrs. Etienne for Tyler, Marie-France Blanchard, Queenie's mom, Mr. and Mrs. Chapman, parents of Claudio and Claudelia. They all held the hands of their students in anything they had to do, and they were visitable from September to now. Thank you, parents. Thank you, other parents who probably worked under the scene and we didn't see you, but God knows what you did, and you will be rewarded. You made the school year enjoyable. School is about educating young people for life now and for eternity. And the journey of life requires a disciplined person. Thank you for all for helping us to steer our young people through the difficulties of life. It's an important phase, but life sometimes is hard. But if we keep on the narrow path, it will become enjoyable. The year has come to an end. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The task is mine as I observe all protocols to introduce to you someone that you'd always want to hear more of. Give me more. I believe she has the same height as I do. And her name, as your program says, is Mrs. Yvette Pemberton Blanchett. She was born and raised in the village of Keon in St. Kitts. She is the second of 7 children of Esther and Leroy Pemberton. She is qualified and experienced educator and a certified school guidance counselor. Her career in education spans over 36 years. She worked as a teacher and a guidance counselor with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and has been principal of the Seventh-day Adventist School, the Seventh-day Adventist School in St. Kitts, for the past 11 years. Mrs. Blanchett is married to Mr. Arthur Blanchett. From this union are 2 children, Dentricia and Oden. Yvette Blanchett is a very creative individual. She has written and directed several plays. She writes poems and trains children in choral speaking. She also directs church and community choirs. Her passion is in family life. She facilitates seminars in this area with several churches and groups. Mrs. Blanchett is a people's person, so she's not one who gets all they can all they get, and sit on the can. She is warm and caring and is always upbeat and positive. Most importantly, she is a dedicated woman of God and a prayer warrior. She is never silent about her answered prayers and God's goodness towards her. The privilege is mine to present to you our featured speaker for today, Mrs. Yvette Blanchett.
The protocol has already been established, so I proceed. Good morning to everyone. Nice, it's celebration time. Come on. As I sat here, I wondered if you were having a funeral. And so we've come by here to celebrate this morning. Graduating class, let me hear you. Good. Parents, let me hear you. Ha ha ha. Musician, let me hear you. Blah, 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 blah. Nice, it's celebration. I want to thank my baby sister, Lucine, for accompanying me. She has been my chaperone. Now it's time. I wish us, sit out there to them. Let's congratulate them. For the next few minutes, I will speak to you, the graduates, candidly about placing your current reality in the hand of God in order for Him to manifest power, favor, and success in your life. I am quite aware of your current reality. You are part of Generation Z, persons born after 1995. You have been characterized and defined as self-reliant, innovative, goal-oriented, visual and technological, and the list goes on. All these are good. However, it has been observed that many Zers have pushed God on the back burner. They hardly, if at all, have knowledge about Him. There's not much excitement. The outlook, the tomorrow for those who fall in this category could be dim and dreary. Today I feel good. This group of Generation Z is special. Aha! Come on, you got to come with me. Let's go. You got to follow me. Come on, parents, you got to follow me. Wow. You have been groomed in a Christian environment. I want to get your attention. The balloon has your attention now. You have learned about his wonders and miraculous works during your time. You've got to part of human nature. Sometimes I saw him, Miss James is here in the departure lounge. I usually say to teachers when they are ready to go, you are in the departure lounge. And I saw him many days in the departure lounge. But I want to say to you graduates, and Otis is not an old man. He remained connected. I saw persons and institutions writing to Otis, promising him twice the pay he was making at Seventh Adventist School. But he was connected. He had a purpose. God had a plan for his life. He remained connected. Today Otis is a pastor. He's doing well. He has moved from walking to driving. By December, he will have his own home. He is highly respected in his community and in his country, St. Kitts. He has caused men and women to say, aha, could you say that with me, graduates? Aha, aha. Graduates, fame and name do not guarantee a brighter future. All that glitters is not gold. As you move on, link up, connect up. Brighter days are only guaranteed with Jesus. My final point, strategy number 3. And so let's go over the 2 points. The first one is, I need to hear you, I'm kind of half there. The first one is, the second one is, and now we are going to line up. As a little girl, I grew up in the countryside, and I was always fascinated by birds, you know, in the country. Houses, you're always outside, and you could enjoy nature. In the sophisticated and upper-scale neighborhood, you're inside. You don't even want to sit on the veranda, Mrs. Nicholas. You're inside enjoying the luxuries of your home. And so, as a little girl, I was outside, and I was always outside because it was 7 of us with 1 bedroom. Let me tell you, I am passionate about Jesus because when you look up and link up, there is a brighter future. And as I looked at the birds, those birds flew, and I can see them as I'm seeing them now. So here I'm seeing them now. And when they pass, we as children in the neighborhood would say, line up. You all don't know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's good to bring that memory. And when I said line up, the other neighbors' children lined up too. They said line up too. And those birds just began lining up. They just began lining up. I took some spiritual lessons from those birds. Lining up when working with God means obeying Him. When we say line up, I don't know, those birds just line up. You must try. Come out of those luxurious houses and try one of these days. Lining up, obeying God, being prepared to move. As Christian young people or students who attended a Christian school, you should have some sense of purpose and be ready to move. Don't want to sit down there. You should be ambitious and thinking about moving on. And so you're working with God and you are lining up. You see, God's timing is not our timing. We do not know when and how He will tell us to move. So you've got to be prepared. Line up. It also means standing on your own. You know, I have a good relationship with God. And He doesn't call us by numbers. He calls us individually. As a choir, He's going to call you. Les, he's going to call you. Aquila, he's going to call you. Claudia, they're going to call you. Windsor, he's going to call you. Line up. Be prepared. It means standing on your own also. It means standing on your own, lining up. God's plans are designed for you alone. You have to be bold and courageous and be single-minded. Line up means you're poised for greatness. God always has great plans for his children. And this lining up is taking action. I've presented you with 3 strategies this morning, how to work with God. And they're interconnected, so there's no set order. Sometimes you're going to line up first, and then you're going to be connected, and then you have to look up, and sometimes you look up first, and then you are connected, and then you line up. They work together. And I said to you this morning, I'm encouraging you to implement them. Just use them, and you will experience a brighter tomorrow. I want you to stand, and they tell me that you are in the technological world. Stand and get out your phones. Graduates, please stand. Take your phones out, put them on. We are going to send messages all over the world, making our commitment that we are going to try these 3, because after today, and you have not tried them, then you will be responsible for your future. But as long as you try them, God's going to take care of your future. I want you to begin typing, and when you have finished the message. And this is my graduation day. I know you can just keep typing. And this is my graduation day. I am determined. On this my graduation day, I am determined. I know you send text faster than a jet plane. To work with God for a brighter tomorrow. So I'm going to read over, and you're sending those texts like what you do 24/7. On this my graduation day, I am determined to work with God for a brighter tomorrow. I will look up, line up, and link up. I would look up, link up, and line up when you are finished it. If you did that and you are finished it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to get my number. I want you to get my number from your teacher, Mr. Paul Stevens, and send me that text as soon as you can. I'll be praying for you. I've got your names here. I'm going to put them into my prayer box. Thank you, graduates. Thank you. And success is yours with God.
Adopt the protocol that has already been established. In his poem, A A Psalm of Life, the great American poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow declares, "The heights by great men reached and kept was not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night." Herein lies the secret of success: hard work, perseverance, and what I call stick-to-itiveness. These essential qualities for achieving success are not lacking in this year's valedictorian, Miss O'Shea Bell. And it is caring, assuming, valiant, virtuous, wise beyond her years, warm-hearted, exciting, youthful, and zealous. O'Shea's achievement today is due to her trust and confidence in God, her personal relationship with Jesus, her ardent determination to excel in all that she does, and to the Christian principles inculcated in her by caring, nurturing parents and teachers. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Wayne and Melanie Bell, encouraged her spiritual growth by allowing her to have time for personal prayer and Bible study before they had family worship every morning. They also encouraged her to choose to please God first and foremost by always doing what is right. In addition, they provided a structured environment for her to do her homework in the afternoons and to study early in the mornings. Mr. and Mrs. Bell, would you please stand? On behalf of the teachers and administrators of the Antigua SDA Secondary School, I would like to thank you for allowing us to have a part in producing such an exemplary young woman and student. Congratulations. You can be justly proud of your daughter and her achievements. Thank you. As a result of her nurturing home, school, and church environments, Miss Bell is very determined, self-disciplined, and principled. She does not bow down to peer pressure, but dares to be a Daniel who does not allow others to sway her into doing something that she does not think is right. On the contrary, she marches to the beat of her own drummer, Jesus Christ. Consequently, her work and behavior have always exemplified the biblical principles of whatever your hands find to do it with all your might. And whatever is true, honorable, honest, just, pure, lovely, gracious, excellent, praiseworthy, emulate those things. I truly admire O'Shea's tenacity, her modesty, her spirituality, her ability to stay focused, to stay on task, her thoroughness, her persistence. She knows what she wants to achieve, and she leaves no stone unturned to accomplish it in the best way possible. She is leaving behind, she's leaving behind her an example of integrity and a scholarship that is worthy of emulation by the students who follow in her footsteps. For these reasons and more, skilled in her work, she will stand before kings. She will not stand before mean, obscure men. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, c'est de tout cœur que je vous présente la championne, c'est-à-dire the valedictorian, de la classe de 2017 du Collège Adventiste du 7e jour d'Antigua et Barbude, Mademoiselle O'Shea Bell.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Permit me to adopt the protocol that has already been established. In the address made by Mrs. Yvette Blanchett, I found a few key points I thought deserved reiteration. Look up. Keep your eyes focused on God. Keep Him as your GPS. Stay focused. Link up. Stay connected. Read His Word and talk to Him. Line up. Obey God. Prepare to move. Place your life in God's hands and He will manifest His power in you. God wants us to be the head and not the tail. Sure that we implement these to experience our walk with God. Thank you, Mrs. Blanchett. To all the benevolent parents, caring siblings, and devoted teachers who helped us along our secondary superhighway, although as teenagers we may hate to admit it, deep down inside we are grateful. Considering all the trouble that we have given our teachers, Morris, I think that we are the best class in the history of the Antigua and Barbuda Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. We were such good children that they couldn't bear to go too soon. Instead of sending us away in June like the others, they had to graduate us in May. The trek through high school was a maze of wonder and excitement. First form was low-key. Some new friends from primary school, others did not. Some were busy chatting with old friends and making new ones, while persons like me just sat there, solemn, waiting for our new teachers to say that we could leave. I can never forget the scene of a girl sitting next to me saying, "Hi, my name is Attila. What is your name?" At that moment, I was indignant because I really did not want to talk to anyone. But the person that I was trained to be, I simply said, "O'Shea." We are still friends today. Second form was fairly cool. Some students felt that they were because they were older than the first formers. Most seemed to be discovering themselves and so became a little rebellious. I remember an encounter with a student. She was staring at me and having nothing to say. I just smiled. I'm sure she thought me weird and turning where she asked. She retarded. To this day, Christina still asks the questions she wants answered, unrefined. With some discipline, we moved on to third form. We were forced to say goodbye to Comrade Ladu, but we picked up the broken pieces and continued the journey. Third form began the teenage rebellion. If you were in the class upstairs, you felt important, queenie along the rest of the high school journey. The highlight of third form was Mrs. Turner. No loitering on the steps. And if you passed the wall for the science lab, you were on step. The time the loiterers saw her coming and were scampering to get out of sight, those eager eyes had already seen them yesterday. All in all, we had fun together, and although we had our tussles, we made it to fourth form, creating a crew of 45 students. Fourth form was a little tug of war. Everyone wanted to make it to the end of the journey and spend option. The classroom was bursting at the seams. I'm sure you all remember Mr. Lewis. All stand, and him hot. Or outside. The safe side. It was time to conquer the final leg of the challenge. What literature may before you saw her, especially with her multitudinous keychains. Joshua would spend a whole, and a few weeks later, he's under the hood again. Marvel just had a whimsical ideas. Absurd. He would use it and have you rolling with laughter. Through it all, there was always one person who stood by our side. There was no doubt that we would make it to the end. Graduates, we have come this far. Too far. As a friend and confidant, I chat down where with you. In Life Sketches of Energy White, page 196, says, we have nothing for the future God has led us and is teaching in our past history. Through all the trying years of high school, God has been there, and if we continue to work with Him, He will lead us. Education is for life. Antigua and Barbuda sent to secondary school, class of 2017. Congratulations.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
The group of students standing before us this morning started out as an interesting bunch 5 years ago and thin, but God has been their guide. I have had the opportunity to be their form teacher for 2.
Dr. Semper, Education Director of the Southfield Mission of Seventh-day Adventists. Dr. Semper, on behalf of the principal and the staff of the Seventh-day Adventist School, we have before us 39 young people. God has been with them, and today they are here to be coming very shortly graduates of the Antigua Seventh-day Adventist School. I humbly present the 2000 thanks to you.
Mrs. Morris, I am confident that you and your staff have adequately prepared the 39 students according to the curricular guidelines of the Ministry of Education here in Antigua and the Caribbean Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists in Trinidad, with its emphasis on the integration of faith.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move to the present of certificates. We ask home personnel along with Mrs. Fleming, School Association President, to come forward. Could we go down, please? Could we go down? Right, when the names are called, we'll ask the student to approach the podium from this end and then go. Please make sure so we shall begin.
Otis Archibald. Otis Archibald. Shirley Ash. Lace Bagot.